CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Ann Makovec.
Right now on the afternoon edition, Congress putting the brakes on California's plan to slow climate change. The Senate voting to block the state's push toward electric vehicles. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. California planned to ban the sale of new gas-powered cars by 2035, but now that plan is facing a major hurdle. The Senate just voted to block the rule as President Trump's administration doubles down on fossil fuels. The measure overturning the rule now goes to the White House, and the president is expected to sign it, along with a second one to block rules curbing tailpipe emissions from medium and heavy-duty vehicles. But Governor Newsom and Attorney General Rob Bonta not backing down. They're promising legal action.
The president and his administration are attempting to trample on our authority to maintain long-standing clean vehicle standards and keep our air breathable, and they're sacrificing high-paying green jobs in the process.
The Senate is poised to pass a third measure today as well to overturn rules on smog-forming nitrogen oxide pollution from trucks. Developing story in Southern California. A small plane crashed into a neighborhood in San Diego early this morning in an area that is all military housing. The destruction looks like a movie set. A bunch of burned out cars and collapsed roofs. Multiple homes caught fire, along with numerous vehicles. When the Cessna 550 went down, it dumped jet fuel everywhere. The fire department reported foggy weather at the time of the crash. And at this point, all of the fatalities look to be from the plane, nobody on the ground. Officials say it was a private plane registered out of the Midwest. We don't have an official word yet on how many people were on board that plane. National Transportation Safety Board will lead the investigation into that crash. Now to some other headlines we're following today. 2 people were killed in a fiery crash in Contra Costa County. The CHP says 2 vehicles collided head-on east of Brentwood near Balfour Road and ignited. Both drivers were killed. One of the vehicles, an SUV, was fully engulfed in flames when crews arrived last night. And because it was electric, crews brought out hazmat teams to put it out. That crash also set off a small fire in a nearby field. BART riders can expect to pay a little more in the future. The cash-strapped transit agency is voting today on the latest in a series of fare hikes, all designed to keep up with inflation and fill a huge budget hole. Increases have been implemented every 2 years since 2004. By January of next year, BART planning a 6.2% increase. They're facing a major deficit driven by the loss of ridership since the pandemic. And BART could have to make serious service cuts if it does not raise fares. Still, a survey from BART found the majority of low-income riders are against it. Those who support the increase say paying more is better than seeing service cuts. Other BART riders say BART needs to be more reliable if it's going to increase prices.
My thought is that BART should not go up on their fares. There's a lot of things that is wrong with BART. They need to fix it. So my belief is that BART should not go up in fares.
When we had riderships before the COVID pandemic, when it caused a delay due to BART tracks or whatever is going on, they provide buses. But the ridership has been so low now that they don't provide shuttles anymore. So people have to find alternate routes.
An analysis report, which was required federally, showed the 6.2% increase would not have a disproportionate burden on minorities and low-income riders. BART is one of several Bay Area transit agencies banking on a regional tax measure planned for the November 2026 ballot to reduce their funding shortfalls. A high-traffic intersection in San Francisco has a new safety feature. Check it out. SFMTA just flipped the switch on a new flashing beacon at the intersection of Alamany Boulevard, Brotherhood Way, and Sagamon Street. The area often sees high-speed turns and heavy traffic, posing challenges for people crossing the street. This is part of a series of traffic control devices coming to San Francisco neighborhoods. City leaders honoring civil rights and LGBTQ rights champion Harvey Milk. Today would have been his 95th birthday. Taking a live look at City Hall, city leaders, along with community allies, celebrated Milk's public service as a San Francisco supervisor and reaffirming the city's commitment to equity, inclusion, and LGBTQ rights.
He passed laws to protect LGBTQ plus people from discrimination and fought for families, workers, and small businesses. He championed merchant corridors like Castro Street, not only as cultural havens, but as the economic heartbeat of local neighborhoods.
Today's program included a performance from Opera Parallel ahead of their production, Harvey Milk Reimagined, which is coming to Yerba Buena Center for the Arts. Tonight, City Hall is going to be lit up in rainbow colors. To our first alert weather now, taking a live look outside in Santa Clara Valley. It's another warm day around the bay. Let's check in with meteorologist Jessica Birch.
It's a warm day, and look how clear it is, too. I mean, blue skies above the Santa Clara Valley. We're also seeing those blue skies stretch up into wine country. The difference from yesterday's forecast and today, well, I mean, let's use Antioch for an example. Yesterday, just around this time, we were warming up into the 90s. 91 degrees yesterday. We're down to 81 this afternoon. So a 10-degree difference in some of our inland spots. You head up to the North Bay, we're also seeing 70s in the forecast today in spots that just dealt with 80s. So we're all cooling down together. You just notice it a lot more in some of our inland areas versus our friends along the coast. Half Moon Bay yesterday was at 60 degrees. We're at 59 today. So you kind of see what I'm talking about with our microclimates. Heading into this afternoon, we're going to see blue skies and 70s down into the Santa Clara Valley with a little bit breezier conditions right around the corner. We'll see some high clouds passing throughout the evening hours tonight. Clear conditions into the overnight hours, and then the bay starts to fill up with clouds into our Friday forecast, which is setting us up for a cloudy weekend, but luckily still dry nonetheless. We're not expecting rain into this weekend or next week. We're going to continue to see dry conditions, which, as nice as that sounds for any outdoor activities, we are sitting below average right now when it comes to our rainfall totals for this rain season alone. I'll talk more about this coming up in just a bit, but for now, back over to you.
Thanks, Jess. A suspect is in custody following the killing of 2 Israeli embassy employees outside the Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C. last night. The attack happened as the man and woman left that museum event. Embassy officials have identified them as a couple who are about to become engaged. Police say the suspected gunman, 30-year-old Elias Rodriguez, walked up to a group and fired on 2 of them, then walked into the museum. Police say the man from Chicago arrested then shouted "Free Palestine" following the attack. President Trump posted on social media, "Hatred and radicalism have no place in the USA." Israel's prime minister says it will strengthen security arrangements at Israeli missions around the world in light of the attack. President Trump's budget bill now one step closer to becoming law. While you were sleeping, House Republicans pushed it through by the slimmest of margins. The president still needs to sign it. It includes sweeping tax and spending cuts. Speaker Mike Johnson heralding this as a victory for the president, even though senators are already signaling they're uncomfortable about debt projected in the trillions from the package. That bill makes 2017 tax cuts permanent, and it does include additional funding for border security, deportations, and defense, along with cuts to Medicaid and food stamps. Still ahead here at noon and streaming on CBS News Bay Area. We're going to take you inside the locker room celebrations as the Bay Area's newest WNBA team, the Valkyries, go nuts over their first franchise win. And we're going to meet some of the newest dancers joining the parade route Sunday for San Francisco's Carnaval Parade. It is the first of what is hopefully many to come. The Golden State Valkyries officially in the win column, defeating the Washington Mystics to notch their first ever victory in the WNBA. Really fun moments in the locker room. The team celebrating their first franchise win with their coach. A perfect way to end the night. The Valkyries now begin a 3-game road trip starting tomorrow versus the LA Sparks. CBS News Bay Area is your home for the Valkyries. More than 30 games airing on KPIX and Pix Plus, 44 Cable 12 throughout the season. Just 3 more days until the Carnaval Parade takes over the streets of San Francisco. Our Max Darrow shares the story of one of the groups you'll see out there for the first time. Its members have been steeped in the traditions their entire lives.
That's the most important part.
Connection.
Here we go.
Is at the core of Kuikakali. Connection to the rhythm, to the earth below, to one's culture. And this year, Jesus Cortez and his students will get to connect with a crowd they've never had the chance to connect with before.
I always work to bring my culture to the highest point that I can. So to me, it's a fabulous honor to be able to bring this culture, my culture, to San Francisco.
For the first time ever, Cortez and his students will get to perform their Mexican folklorico dance routine in the Carnaval parade.
We have about 50 dancers who is going to be performing with us, and we are super excited to now go and take the streets with Carnaval San Francisco here in the Mission District.
Many of his students have been with him since he started the dance group more than 15 years ago. That includes Fernanda Mercado, who started when she was 5.
Dance is just my passion. It's what I want to do forever.
She says it'll be an honor to perform in the Carnaval parade this year.
It's going to feel amazing. Bring it out first.
And she is especially proud
You're right.
of her connection to what you'll see in the Carnaval parade.
I'm really excited to showcase a choreography I'm going to make for one of our Carnaval pieces. That's really exciting for me to be able to choreograph a dance.
My goal is then through dance, through the culture, they can maintain and sustain their identity and feel proud of who they are.
Come parade day, Cortez says Cuicacali will complement Carnival's colorful collage of cultures.
So it's going to be amazing to be part of the parade.
A new way to connect with the community Cortez is proud to call home.
Viva Carnaval! Viva San Francisco!
And we are going to bring you live coverage of the Carnival Parade with Sarah Donchi and Gianna Franco hosting. And I'm going to be out there talking with people along the parade route. It all starts Sunday, 10 a.m. on our sister station Pix Plus and streaming on CBS News Bay Area.
Oh, I'm so excited for you, Ann. All right, let's take a quick look at our forecast before we head into that weekend. It's going to be a little bit cooler right around the corner. I'm going to pull up the map right now and show you today compared to where we were just at yesterday. I mean, we talked about this earlier. We were in the 90s yesterday over in Antioch. Today we're in the low 80s. We were in the 80s yesterday up in wine country. We're back into the 70s this afternoon. I mean, even Half Moon Bay sitting in the 60s yesterday. We're back into the upper 50s. So all of us throughout the Bay are starting to cool down as we creep closer to that weekend's forecast. And then to add to that, we're also dealing with some gustier conditions too. I mean, wind speeds right now anywhere up to around 30 miles per hour just along our coastline. We'll continue to watch some strong winds develop, pushing in from offshore, heading into our dinner time hours tonight, impacting our inland areas like Concord and Livermore, with wind speeds up to around 20 to 25 miles per hour. Now, heading into this weekend, we're gearing up for some dry weather, some warm weather too into next week, but we have to kind of cool down before we get there. We're going to see cloudier skies as early as tomorrow in some of our inland spots and especially along the coastline. That'll break apart in our inland areas for Saturday as we warm up just a smidge more back into the mid-70s. And then we get a nice gradual warm up into next week. So small day-to-day changes, but you will notice a difference, especially if you're comparing it to what we dealt with just yesterday. Yesterday, we were seeing 70s sunny skies widespread throughout the Bay. Today, we're back in the 60s. We'll hit the low 60s with cloudy conditions heading into this weekend. By Sunday, not a drop of rain in sight, though. We're still gearing up for dry weather, and that'll be the case, too, as we head into next week with foggy mornings and clear afternoons ahead and daytime highs warming up slowly but surely back into the upper 60s. We'll keep you updated on that here in the Weather Center. For now, we'll be right back.
Weight loss drugs that were affordable for many Americans might be out of reach as of today. A loophole that allowed compounding pharmacies to make cheaper generic versions of drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy has closed. That could drive up monthly costs by a few $100s for a lot of people. Two drug makers are offering direct-to-consumer sales for around $500 a month. Skincare brands are making billions of dollars a year selling stuff to tweens, that is kids under 12, even though dermatologists say a lot of those products are not good for young skin. Now, California lawmakers want to require an ID to buy some anti-aging products. Tonight at 5, CBS News California investigative correspondent Julie Watts teams up with CBS News Confirmed and a group of 5th graders to take a look at the risks and what is being done to protect kids. Julie starts her story in her 11-year-old daughter's bedroom.
If you have a tween in your life, this may look familiar. If you don't, what you're about to see may be shocking. Get ready with me videos like these saturate social media feeds, targeting young girls with multi-step skincare routines. Popular brands partner with so-called kidfluencers to create viral skincare products, and the skincare industry is cashing in. Nielsen data show Gen Alpha households, we're talking kids 12 and under here, guys, they spent a whopping $2.4 billion on skincare and makeup in 2023, even outspending teens. The problem, well, one of them, is that many of these viral products contain anti-aging ingredients like retinols and alpha hydroxy acids, which can harm young skin. And it's hard to tell the products apart. Full disclosure, as an investigative reporter, I research everything. And even I struggle to figure out what's safe for my daughter's young skin. And to be clear, she doesn't have social media, but some of her friends do. So she is well aware of the skincare trends. A new bill at the state capitol would prevent kids under 18 from buying certain anti-aging products. Critics say the bill is misguided. They blame social media for the concerning trend, not the skincare industry. So we enlisted my daughter's 5th grade class, along with the CBS News Confirm team, to help us investigate.
Looking good, Julie. You can get your full story coming up at 5 o'clock. And later, be sure to catch our special Legacy and Leadership celebrating AAPI Heritage Month. That is tonight, 7:30 on KPIX. It is graduation season, and one college's graduating class is in for a special send-off later today. The University of Maryland says Kermit the Frog is going to deliver the commencement speech, honoring the long history between the school and Muppets creator Jim Henson, who graduated from the university in 1960. So Kermit previewed his big address on CBS Mornings in a convo with co-host Gayle King.
I really hope that these graduates walk away from my speech feeling a little inspired, maybe. You know, if my speech can give the graduates a leg up on their exciting new adventures, I guess I'm going to feel like I've accomplished something amazing.
Gayle King herself delivered the commencement address at the University of Maryland 2 years ago. That is going to do it for the afternoon edition. Remember, we are streaming 24/7 on the free CBS News app.